Good afternoon. It's a cloudy day up here in Arizona's Red Rock country, which actually looks a little more like Orange Rock today. So why don't we just go ahead and call this Orange Road. Ki ma gure Orange Road is a high school romantic comedy, manga, and TV series from 1987. It's usually just called Orange Road, or KOR for brevity. Orange Road also spawned 2 movies in an OVA series. I really want to talk about the first 1989 movie today, since it's one of my favorites, but that movie doesn't stand entirely on its own, so I'm going to digress and do some background from the TV series first. The Kasuga family is just moving into a new town, so 15-year-old Kiyosuke is starting at a new school. His first day in town, he goes through a walk up a long stairway, spots a red hat blowing away in the wind, and meets a pretty girl, Madoka Ayukawa. Naturally, he picks an argument with her over the number of steps. Madoka is really at the center of the show. She's gorgeous and smart, plays a smooth jazz saxophone, has a surprising array of other talents, and works a part-time job as a waitress at the Abakabu Cafe. But she also has quite a reputation as a street tough, known as the pick on the street, because she throws guitar picks like shurikens. She doesn't mind rumbling with the bad boys, and she has problems with school discipline, too. But under that callous, misunderstood exterior, we know she's a kind and gentle soul. Madoka's best friend in life is Hikaru Hiyama, a year younger than her, a little flightier, and not quite so talented. They've been best pals since childhood. Kiyosuke accidentally runs into Hikaru at school, literally. Hikaru, who admired Kiyosuke's secret talents with a basketball, instantly considers this a kiss, and the upperclassman Kiyosuke is now her darling. Kiyosuke doesn't so much make a decision between Hikaru and Madoka as lets the high-energy Hikaru simply assume a relationship. Soon this turns into a real relationship of sorts. And Hikaru is the ideal girlfriend, always attentive to her man. And so Orange Road has formed its romantic triangle. Shy Kiyosuke is attracted to Madoka, but is afraid to say anything because of breaking up with Madoka's best friend. Hikaru is not a good opening line. Madoka has growing respect for Kiyosuke as one of the few students who ignores the school's disapprobation for hanging around with the so-called punks, but Madoka's not ready to take her best friend's boyfriend away either. Outside school, they do almost everything together as a trio, but it's always Kiyosuke and Hikaru are the couple. Hikaru seems oblivious to the sparks between Kiyosuke and Madoka.
Nice catch! 今の風で飛ばしちゃったの。
The supporting cast includes Kiyosuke's 2 younger sisters, Kurumi and Minami, who are in Hikaru's class, and Kiyosuke's dad, who's a professional photographer. The anime introduces the 3 Kasuga kids as having special telekinetic powers, which they call ESP, though it doesn't have much to do with reading minds. It's more like telekinesis. The family keeps these powers a secret, which is one of the reasons it has to move so often. Mostly, these powers are used to confuse their poor cat, Jingaro. Although these powers are used from time to time in the TV series, either for humor or to set up the story, they're entirely absent from the movie. The TV series is mostly plain, straightforward animation by Studio Pierrot, though I did love the clever opening animation for the final season. Orange Road was also notable for its collection of pop music, using new songs as opening and closing every season, plus some ballads inside. I have a couple of the soundtrack CDs. Some of these episodes have stood up better over time than others. And as the show dragged on, the creators couldn't advance the core Kiyosuke-Hikaru-Madoka triangle, since that was the key to the entire show. So they resorted to more and more strange Kazuya family relatives, strange nephews, cousins, uncles, aunts, plus inscrutable grandpa. Each came with a different weird psychic power, an attempt to mine new stories in the wrong place. It had pretty much turned into an American sitcom. By the time Orange Road limped to the 2-part series finale, it was overdue. Free to the need to keep the main characters frozen in time, at least the conclusion was worth watching. Now, I told you all that just so I could talk about the Orange Road movie. I want to return to that day. It means I'm going to spoil a little bit the TV series ending. The TV series concluded with Madoka and Kiyosuke acknowledging their mutual attraction, but it still left us with a romantic triangle. Kiyosuke with two girlfriends, Hikaru in public and Madoka in secret. Not an easy trick when the two girls are best friends, but nobody wants to break Hikaru's heart. It's left to the movie to resolve this triangle. Unlike the TV series, which is a whimsical comedy, the movie settles down for some light romantic drama. Kiyosuke and Madoka are done with high school and attending cram school in preparation for entrance exams. Hikaru, a year younger, doesn't have these exams to worry about. She's trying out for a part in a dance musical that's modeled on Cats, and she's doing everything she can to keep her hard-studying boyfriend Kiyosuke happy. Naturally, Hikaru's going to tell her best friend Madoka all about her evening with Kiyosuke. We've seen Madoka face down biker gangs, stand up to teachers, manage a cafe, and endure plenty of other weirdness, but this may be the only time we've seen Madoka discomposed. Kiyosuke's going to have to make a choice. At least one of these friends is going to get their heart broken. This movie is a splendid ending to the TV series' long-running conundrum. It's an ending the show's fans were both waiting for and dreading. We both want to see the matter resolved, and simultaneously we don't. After laughing with these three characters for so long, it's hard to toss one of them overboard. We're going to find the ending as bittersweet as the characters do. At one point in the Orange Road movie, Kiyosuke and Madoka will go to a movie. That movie within the movie is the anime Touch, Ace Without a Number, which I discussed back at the start of the baseball season. Appropriately, they watch a scene about that story's triangle, Minami announcing that she doesn't want to have to choose between Kazuya and Tatsuya, but wants the three of them to stay best friends forever. The Orange Road movie will actually tackle this, whereas the Touch movie took a different direction. Orange Road characters all seem surprisingly mature here. It gives us three characters we've come to like from long ago, and it doesn't pull its punches. There are half a dozen memorable scenes and some really great dialogue.
まどかさん、先輩のために今まで何かしましたか？私は何でもできますよ。先輩のためなら何だってできます。光、私たちも3人ではいられないんだね。
Like the TV series, the movie offers an enjoyable pop soundtrack. In fact, it promotes the music of Kanako Wada. It uses the same voice cast as the Japanese TV series, too. Orange Road is based on a lengthy manga run by Izumi Matsumoto. The movie is directed by Tomomi Mochizuki, who also directed the Kokowa Greenwood OVAs, plus a TV special, Umigaki Koeru, or I Can Hear the Sea, for Studio Ghibli. Akemi Takada updated her TV series character designs for a slightly more sophisticated look in the movie. While this is a 70-minute movie, it's not a big-budget one. Studio Pierrot upgraded the animation substantially from the TV series, but it's more akin to a good OVA or a TV special than a major theatrical production. It's the character and story that are important here. I give the Kimagure Orange Road movie I Want to Return to That Day 4.5 stars. It's a nice emotional conclusion to the long-running TV series, and for TV series fans, it doubtless rates even higher. By the way, if any of you are hoping it ends in a bloody axe murder, you've got the wrong show. The year after the movie, there was a series of KOR OVAs released that went back to the pre-movie situation for some more triangle-based romantic comedy. These are very much like the TV series and were also released in the US by Animego. Eight years after the first Orange Road movie, some of the same staff created a second movie, Summer's Beginning, with a new director and character designer. Its unfocused story involves some Kazuya family ESP-powered time travel, so it's set at several points in the future lives of the characters. Unfortunately, it's badly composed and not a lot of fun to watch. It may be about the adult Kiyosuke becoming a war photographer in Bosnia. That might follow logically from his father's work as a portrait photographer, but bombs and bullets don't exactly fit in with Orange Road as we knew it. But that adult Kiyosuke is now missing in action. Or it might be about saving 19-year-old Kiyosuke from a car accident. At least that melodrama isn't quite as far out of step with the old Orange Road series. Or it might be about the adult Madoka becoming a composer in Tokyo, or the adult Hikaru becoming a professional dancer in New York. Or it might be about healing the rift between those two former best friends, Madoka and Hikaru, that the first movie left ripped open. Or it might be about tearing off the scab and reopening that wound all over again. Or maybe it's about getting the teen and adult versions of Kyosuke together to snicker at some sexual innuendo about Madoka and Hikaru. With all the storytelling flashbacks imposed on an already copious use of time jumping, it's hard to tell what this movie is really about. Despite past affection for all these characters and a genuine interest in their futures, and many soft-focused flashbacks to the TV series and first movie, this Shin movie really failed to give a coherent story or engage me in the future characters' lives. I give it 2.5 stars, mostly out of past loyalty. The second movie was released in the US by ADV Films. Thanks for listening.